everybody, it's your good friend Thorn. It's kind of a nice and warm day outside. I really should be out doing something about it, but I kind of shorted you with the last video, so I'm going to make it up to you. We're going to have two videos this weekend, both about products. I thought the last one was pretty good. It had a couple of neat things in it. And today we're going to talk to you about a couple more. First things up, we're going to start talking about your armor and putting your armor together for Bicoline. We've been talking to the people that have been there before, and I, your humble servant, have not had the opportunity to be out with the good folks of the Voyage North. So this is going to be my first event with the Ordo Survey, and they've really come off with some pretty good information, a rundown of armor that you'll need for the battles. Now realize this is a week-long event. This is a week-long event. There are fights going on every day. The battles themselves are going to be different from one another, with the grand battle, or the great battle, the huge battle, the 5 to 6 hour long battle, the last day. Up until that point, there's going to be several other smaller skirmishes and battles, depending on what's on the scenario for that day and the political events and ramifications of the role-playing that has gone on prior to the event and during the event. With that in mind, the Ordo Survey has about three main, what would you call them, roles maybe? Roles of the military. You've got your heavy fighters. Those are your shield line and their shield wall guys. You get two types for the heavy infantry. You've got the shield guys, the shield wall, who are providing the barrier, the mobile barrier for the spearmen. And spears, we're really talking about pikes. We're talking 9-footers. So those are your two heavies. And your old buddy Thorwald here is going to be a heavy infantry. That's what I do. So you've got that. You've got the heavy infantry. And then you kind of got the light infantry. You've got the skirmishers. They're going to be on the flanks. They're going to be lightly armored for the most part because you need that speed in order to carry out that mission. If you think about it, the heavy infantry moves up, sets the line, and provides the defense with the spears. Now that line can move back and forth in front to the side, but they are the wall that the enemy crush themselves on. Skirmishers are out on the flanks. And what do? They either go around one side or the other side and try to flank the enemy. And they're going to take out targets of opportunity. That's their role. Also use them as reconnaissance, to look out ahead of us to see what the enemy is doing. They'll also provide cover on the flanks. If we have archers, which is your third set in the infantry. You've got your heavy infantry, you've got your light infantry skirmishers, and then you've got your missile troops, or archers. Archers are very effective in most war games, simply because they have the ability to reach out and touch you with their little arrows. They're also going to be fairly lightly armored. They need a little bit of protection, but their primary role is not to engage the enemy face to face. Their primary role is to take shots of opportunity towards those primary targets that the general points out to us. So with that in mind, you've got your three types of infantry on the field. You've got your heavy infantry, your spears and your shields. Their primary focus is to set that wall and stop the enemy from advancing. Then you got your flankers, or your skirmishers, or your light infantry on the flanks that are going to either go left or right to take out targets of opportunity. And then you've got your artillery, your missile troops, your archers to take out targets and defend the flanks as well. Those last two, of course, don't make contact with the enemy in a hand-to-hand physical upfight. They just don't have the armor and the weapons to do it. So based upon what you want to do, you choose the role that you want to take to the field. Now, I've already told you, your buddy Thorn, he's not fast. He's not going to be running around the battlefield. No, sirree. Thorn's too big, too old, and too slow to be playing skirmisher. Now, I guess I could do archer. In fact, I've got archery stuff. I've got bows, I've got arrows, LARP bows and arrows, and I've done that role in some of our smaller games. And you know what? I will talk about that in another video. I will talk about archery because it is an important aspect. However, for Beowulf, my primary role is going to be heavy infantry. And I will start talking about the type of armor that I personally will wear on the battlefield. But just because I'm heavy infantry in the Grand Battalion, and maybe some of the other scenarios, doesn't mean that I might not delve into some of that other stuff on other battles, depending on what the Ordo needs, what the general needs. Because when it comes down to a fight, it's going to be the objective is the primary goal of the unit. The general's job is to move his army, in this case the Ordo, to a location where we can win and hold the objective. Now we'll get into tactics later, but that's a primary mission of the general. Us as soldiers is to fulfill that goal, to win the objective. Based upon what the objective is, the ratio of troop types will change from heavy infantry to light infantry to skirmishers, or from heavy infantry to light infantry to missile troops. That number will fluctuate depending on what we need more. If it's a stand-up, hold the ground battle, we might see more heavy infantry and a few archers and maybe a little bit of skirmishers, but it's going to be heavy infantry to hold the wall, hold the position. And that's how tactics work. For most of us, we're soldiers. We don't give a crap about what the overall objective is. Our goal is to fulfill the orders given down to us. With that in mind, kind of rambled a little bit on that one, didn't I? Okay, so I got two separate items I want to talk to you today. This is armor. We're talking armor. Now, because Beowulf is a locations-based hit game, and what I mean by that is every part of your body has a certain amount of hit points. If you get hit there, it's useless. Armor adds points. So my naked arm, 1 point. I get hit in the arm or the hand, I lose the arm, I lose the hand. However, if I start putting armor on it, I can get hit there more often and therefore survive on the battlefield more often. Now, what does that bring up? Well, I need to have armor on that, but that's going to be based on your role. What can you wear and be effective? As a heavy infantry guy, I need to be able to hold the field and fight effectively over long periods of time. I'm not going to be running around that much. My physical endurance is needed to hold and fight in place. I'm not going to be charging up the hill, hopefully. But I need to have that physical endurance in order to fight with the chosen weapons and armor that I have on. If I'm wearing my riveted mail halberd that weighs around 60 pounds, this is the real steel, guys. I need to have the physical endurance in order to do that. If I don't, then I need to either reduce that weight or find another role to fight in. It's pretty straightforward. One of the things that I've done, especially for Beowulf, well, because of Beowulf, what I've done is I've moved away from the real steel halberd, the heavy mail halberd that I usually wear every time I go out and play LARP. It is real steel. It is heavy as crap. It weighs about 60 pounds. You put that on, and it's heavy. It is just heavy. In your normal daily weekend LARPing, that's not a problem at all. Over the course of a week fighting every day, that's a little heavy. What I've done, because of the rules of Beowulf and the time frame that we're talking about, 7 full days, I've gone to a riveted aluminum mail halberd. It weighs about 15 pounds. It is so damn light compared to the real steel that I'm amazed at the difference. I just can't believe that I haven't done this earlier. I guess your old buddy Thorny was just a rockhead. I thought that it had to be heavy and annoying in order to be effective. It doesn't. Not in Bickelline. It can be this 20 pounds when I finally put all the crap on it worth of mail, and it's fine. It works. And that's what I'm doing. It is a longer halberd than my short riveted steel to cover the top of the thighs, all the way down to the knee. Now, arms, originally it had long sleeve arms. What I will probably do is cut those back to half sleeves. And why? I'll tell you. Half sleeves still provide protection to the top of the arm. And the lower part of the arm, well, just let me show you what I'm going to be wearing. This is a piece by Epic Armory, and it's a Beowulf band. And it is steel. Well, it's about 18, 20 gauge steel. It might be even actually a little heavier than that, but it's pretty light. But it is steel. And it covers the elbow down to the wrist with a chainmail over the wrist. And this is just excellent. It goes to the arm, and it's fantastic. What is even better about it is, this is worth 4 hit points. So let me strap this on. I'll show you just how cool this son gun is. Okay, the buckles I really enjoy. They're not just a cheap buckle. They're just kind of nice. Once we get it all strapped on, the only part of your hand from the wrist or from the elbow down that's going to be even a target is your fingers. And most of those are going to be wrapped around the hilt of your sword anyway. It's going to be hard to hit. So check it out. Not that heavy, very maneuverable, and offers you great protection. Now I've decorated this like all my Thorwald armor, and it's just a very nice piece. Very nice piece. It's all riveted. The only thing that I wish would have been better is this is merely linked mail. It's not riveted, but that's fine. That's fine. It'll work for LARPing, and it's great. I could wear this with no shirt on if I wanted to. Well, no long sleeve shirt. But it'd probably work better with a longer sleeve shirt. And actually, over extended periods of times, I found that a light glove underneath this works really nice on my hand. Now, one side and the other. Like I said, everything that I own, I've modified somehow. It was just like this, paint, or addition to other stuff. But I highly recommend these. This is Epic Armory. It's fantastic. You lose no mobility. You lose no mobility in your hand. You could use these with a bow. And it's still going to provide you with that 4 points of damage from here all the way to here. It's fantastic. I highly recommend them. I can't tell you how much I highly recommend them. Well, I can't. I recommend them a lot. Okay? All right. Now, the next thing, protect the noggin. Ooh, I got something in the mail. But what you can see, I don't know, wearing my wig today. Filming was pretty good. I'll have to show you a little clip of it later. Protecting the face, protecting the head. You've seen videos about the Ordo talking about the head protection. So there's a couple different things. We're looking at the ratio helmet. Both the general and others within the organization claim by them. This is the one that I have for my personal character. Let me show you. From the movie Beowulf and Grendel. It's a fantastic helmet. Heavy as hell. It fits into my character as a Norseman. It does have a chin tie. It fits into my character. It's protects the side, protects the back of the neck with the chain drape, or the mail drape. It protects the face. I can still see. Excellent. My vision goes, well, I can see my fingers right now. So let me back up. So, all right. I lost this one. I can still see this one. All right. I can still see, looking straight ahead, I can still see my fingers. I can talk well if my mouth is not done. Now your face is not a target in game. Side of your head is. An excellent helmet. Absolutely fantastic. If you can find them. They're hard to find anymore. But any of the Norse spectacle helms are fantastic. So this is probably what I'm going to be bringing up. And I'll probably bring the ratio helmet as well, depending on the scenario. So, two more short pieces, or two more armor pieces for you to think about. The Beowulf bands, I highly recommend. I will definitely be wearing mine. For what it looks like right now, the armor that I'll probably be wearing, I'll be wearing the helmet. Either this one or the ratio helmet, depending on how I like the ratios. We'll see. Aluminum mail halberd, half sleeved, so I can wear my Beowulf bands. Probably either a gorget with pauldrons or just the pauldrons. I don't know yet. We will see. On my legs, the mail halberd goes down to the knees. From the knees down, it depends on what my role is going to be. I do have greaves to cover from the top of the knee down to the foot. If I'm in the shield wall, that's what I bring up. We'll see. If I'm not in the shield wall, if I'm a spearman, maybe I don't need that much armor underneath. I need to talk to the people who've been there before and see what they think. But we're going on about 17 minutes now. We're going to wrap this up. I'm not going to do any editing to it. We're just going to send this out the way it is. You guys have a good day, and I hope these videos are helpful, at least give you an idea of what to do. I know I'm enjoying doing them. Let me know. Make a comment and tell me what you think. All right, you guys have a good day. Oh, football's going to start real soon, so I need to go watch football.